Searching for greatness in a sea of the dying and shameless. A sea of the aimless. I don't wanna be one of the nameless. I'ma wake up with the mindset that one day I'm gonna make it. And I don't think I'll be fine if I don't break my limitations. Don't try to stop me, I exist to write my own story. I'll make a decision if I want some peace or if I want the glory. Yeah, don't want a life that is complacent or possibly boring. I just want a life that is worth every day exploring.
My whole life I just wanted someone who would notice me. My whole life I just wanted to be somebody to be. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, 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 I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right, 5 races left in the regular season for the Sim500 and the 811 Grand National Series. Tonight, it is the Charlotte Motor Speedway where we get to go racing at for 120 laps of racing on this Sunday night. Oopsies. That's what happens when you hit the wrong screen. But anyways, we're here at Charlotte, and we're ready to rock and roll this afternoon going into the evening time as we hit round number 15 of the Sim500 Grand National Series presented by NC811. I am the captain. We are here in Charlotte ready to race and ready to get closer and closer to the playoffs, which again starts here in literally just 6 weeks. 120 laps of racing coming up here shortly. As I mentioned, for the Grand National Series, for some reason. Either way, just noticed something. But qualifying getting underway right now, so let's jump down to that. And then here in a second, we will show you all the numbers you need to know as we get you ready for the race here this evening, the point standings, and so much more, because now's that time where we really get to focus on the playoffs and who's going to make it, who's not going to make it, who is eliminated already due to maybe lack of starts and so on and so forth. So a lot of elements here to get through. As cars are out on the track here for qualifying, Bob Gillenwater there in the 4, getting loose off turn 4, smacks that wall. Not the way he wanted to start it. So Bob's going to go out there and retry his effort. As we'll see what he can do here. Let's check out Tyler Dalton as he comes out on track. We'll keep an eye on him. Chad Coleman about to cross the line. As Chad is P6 right now. Check down on Doy Woods right now. Doy on a pretty good lap here as he goes through 1 and 2. Just saw his color in purple there right now. P7 as he goes down the back straightaway. It's going to go yellow. I think he's going to stay P10 on lap number 2. Nope, I'm wrong. He jumps a spot to P9. Steve Ritter right now is the pole sitter which could be kind of an upset here. As Tyler Dalton comes off four, you see the purple there for him. Got it. 30.29, half second. Or half a tenth, I should say, of a second quicker than Ritter. So great lap on his part. Scott Simley, Jimmy Coleman, E.J. O'Rourke, all those guys have completed laps. And as a reminder, tonight they're racing for the 811 Pole Award. So know what's below. Call 811 before you dig. Not only is it the law, it is a smart thing to do. Again, presented by 811. Know what's below. Call before you dig. Tyler Dalton looks like is on his way to the pole as qualifying ends right now. So congratulations to him on winning another pole on the series. And continues to grow that career total. Let's take a look at the point standings as we enter this race. Pedro Mojica leads right now by a pretty good margin. 83 points over Bob Gillenwater, Chad Coleman, Scott Simley, Doy Wood, your top 5 in points. Now, top 16 in points advance into the playoffs, which is down to Jimmy Coleman. However, one rule that is in play that plays a crucial role in all of this is that drivers that miss more than 4 races in a season, they are eliminated. You have to run a minimal of, let me correct my way of wording this. You cannot miss more than 4 races in the regular season to make the playoffs. So for that example, drivers like Tom Dreiling, Nigel Standish, Van Schaik, Mike Montesi, those guys are eliminated. Those with 10 starts right now are right on the border. They cannot miss any more races here for the rest of the regular season. So those drivers will not be eligible to race in the playoffs this coming season. But they can still obviously race, so on and so forth. That is part of the Sim500 rules. But if you look right now, you see Justin Fuller. Depending on if he is here tonight, and I'm going to say right now, I do not see his name over on the timing and scoring. So he will likely be eliminated tonight from the playoffs. So let's cross the 17th guy off. So Doug Sigmund right now is the top guy that Jimmy Coleman will have to battle for the playoff spot as of now. But again, there are 5 weeks to go. So still things that can happen throughout this time period in the season. As there you see Tyler Dalton, he will be the pole sitter as the grid will roll across the top of the screen. Dalton will start next to Steve Ritter. Another great qualifying effort for him. Tom Lewandowski and Scotty Simley will start there in P2, or row 2, I should say. Row number 3 is where you'll see Bob Gillenwater and E.J. O'Rourke. Jimmy Coleman's up there also. Our cars are going to roll off. As we get ready for 120 laps of racing, as we take a look at the race information in this 811.org Grand National Series, 120 laps, 180 miles. 3 sets of tires, 55 to 60 laps on a tank of fuel for the 100%. And as I said before, after tonight, 5 races left in the playoffs or in the regular season before we get to the playoffs. And of course, last season's winner was Pedro Mojica. Good to be back with you guys on a Sunday night. A trip to Florida and back already done. And ready to rock and roll and get back into a rhythm. It feels like weird today. I feel like it's like a holiday weekend, but it's not. We're just going to sit back and get ready to go racing as the 41 EJ O'Rourke pulls down. Not sure what that's about. Slides back in line. Apparently there's a birthday or something. I don't know. But anyways, pace car is in as we go racing. It's race 15 of Sim500's 811 Grand National Series. We're green and not a good start for Ritter. Our camera site presented by TrackCams22.com. You check them out online on Facebook and in the iRacing forums. As the 3 goes around Jeff Ryan. And that's going to bring a caution out. Quick caution. As the 3 goes around. And I didn't see any contact. I think this was just a self-spin for the 3 here. Let's roll the footage here. Up there in that middle groove. And he starts to lose the back end, and it gets on the apron, and it just comes around on him. No, he tags the inside wall. I didn't see that part. So, might have some nose damage here to fix. And just got to get the tires up to temp, unfortunately, there. And Jeff just kind of lost the back end. All right, so that escalated quickly. And we got some cars coming in, topping off the tank right now, which I could see why they do that. Try to get to that lap 60 mark, shorten it up, maybe make it a one-stop race, which I find to be interesting there. Want to bring up Tyler here real quick and have a word with him. And have a quick chat with the 19 truck. Tyler, you got a copy?
Gotcha.
Hey, bud. All right, so doing some thinking out loud here a little bit. Obviously, we're going into the nighttime here in this race also. It's the one of the rare times that we do that. Is there anything from the Cup Series on Monday that you can learn to bring into tonight? Because obviously with the time moving faster into the nighttime, or I should say get into the darkness, the grip is just going to continue to go up in this car.
Yeah, it's really hard to say. The Cup car is a whole different animal as far as just the way the tire model is. This car drives a lot different, especially after the latest patch. So it's going to come down to trying to figure out how much you want to save and how much you're able to still maintain track position if you do save.
What are some noticeable differences that you've caught with the new patch with this car? Because obviously you and I discussed off the air the truck and what's different about it, what's different about the car.
It turns in better, but it gets a little bit tighter in the center and off, it seems. So you got to balance that out. It's very easy to get into a habit of getting back on the gas too soon, and that's just going to roast that right front tire.
Something you don't want to do at this track especially. Well, man, congrats on the pole. Pole number like 635 or something like that. But congratulations on that, and let's get a victory tonight.
Thank you.
All right, buddy. Tyler Dalton started on the pole, I should say. And brings up a good point about the build. I'm moving the wrong channel. So 4 laps complete. You ever come home from a trip and notice something seems different. So, like, I'm sitting here, and you might notice there's little pauses here and there. It's because I sound a lot louder in my headphones. And I'm, like, trying to figure out, I'm like, I didn't touch anything. I haven't edited anything. Why is my audio so loud? So, like, I've been sitting down here kind of messing with little things. I just figured I'd share a random moment with you guys while we're in the caution here. So if anything sounds different, feel free to tell me. Hey, Drift. So 31 cars started. Everybody's still on the lead lap. It looks like Jeff Ryan was able to get his damage mostly fixed, if not all the way. Let me do this also for you guys. I've started the trend, and I will do it continuously. Let's get you guys the link to the live timing. Paste that over here in chat. Should be able to get it and access it. That'll allow you to have see what I'm seeing in my timing and scoring, and you can edit it the way you want to from the SDK Gaming. Past protocol from Thursday night. What did I do Thursday night? I didn't race Thursday night. But anyways, coming to the green flag. Oh, Aaron did. Oh, never mind. Sorry, I can't misread anything. I can't read. Anyways, green flag back out. Dalton, Gillenwater, Lewandowski, O'Rourke, Ritter, your top 5. Not in that particular order, but they're there. Dalton gets a pretty good launch. Lewandowski to the top side.
I need a black flag for passing under yellow. Field hadn't caught up.
Somebody got a black flag and needs cleared, apparently. That qualifies under the bingo card, by the way, not turning off the audio of the cars. As E.J. O'Rourke rolling to the top side here outside of Bob Gillenwater as Dalton continues to lead. You heard Tyler talk about in his interview that the car seems to want to turn in and then kind of push up, which will kill that right front tire. That is something you need here at this track, because this track will just get tighter and tighter and tighter, and of course have more grip in it. Later in the race as O'Rourke goes to the middle there, and again, going to go past. There's not enough squares. The 20 car, there's so many things behind the scenes you guys don't know. And move EJ to the second position. Ride with Jimmy Coleman as he looks inside Kevin DeBrown. That's for 8th. Riding behind the 12 is Scott Simley. So one thing to note, Pedro Mojica did start in the back, as he has started his, if we want to call it the Josh Parker trend or whatever, where he's starting in the back and working his way up. He's up to the 18th position. For those that enjoy watching him race, Pedro back here battling with Tom Dreiling. He's already gone past Ron Holyfield back there in the 11 car right now, and also Chad Coleman right there behind him. We look. That's Wesley Donaldson there in the 91. Joey Jettina in the 14. Joey fresh off a trip like I was. He went to the Gulf Coast of Florida. I went to the East Coast of Florida. we're both home. I barely got home due to lack of sleep on Friday. EJ really not able to move in on Tyler. Still about a 0.3 of a second difference, and it's about 0.3 back to Thomas Lewandowski. And you see Kevin falling back a little bit. You know, something that I did catch, and I got to thank Kevin for this one. Not Kevin DeBrown, but Kevin England, who will be with me tomorrow night from Gateway. So, with Kevin DeBrown, it almost seems like that the struggle bus has hit that 93 car, and I don't know why. We have not been able to figure out, and I think it's something that we might need to talk to Kevin about and figure out. But he has not had those Kevin DeBrown type of races lately. Now, right now he's running 11th, which is okay. He's doing good here, but just recently not had the finishes that you would expect from that 93 car. And it could just simply be a case of the struggle bus. We're driving Anthony Calantoni, the Talking Giants, number 84. Got crossed up a little bit there as he tried to peek in on Montesi's inside. Got shuffled to the top. That kind of killed his momentum here, and I'm pretty sure there's a car underneath him. Yep, Eric Arnold. Able to hold Arnold off, and now going to make the run on Montesi down to turn 3. Nick Cashman with some issues. He is towed after, looks like, smacking that burrito against the wall. The Chipotle car with some damage. What happened to him? Riding back here. There's Kevin England right there. Oh, the floaty Charlotte glitch got him. We talked about this during the Cup race earlier this week, about how this track just seems to have this floaty glitch of cars on the back straightaway. As you see, Lewandowski's gone by O'Rourke for second. And Drift, if you were around enough, you might, I don't know if you were, caution out. Hold on, we'll get back to it. Eric Arnold has gone around on the back straightaway. And the Voodoo car has gone around. Second caution. I was just starting to say, though, Drift, if you were around back then, you might remember Scott Simley. You might, I would think you know Brian Wortman. Let's see what happens to the 31 car here. Inside of Montesi. Oh, Jason Branch got to his outside, and unfortunately, Pedro got a piece of that. It's one of those where I think Branch might have, depending on his point of view, maybe felt like he was going to hit the wall, so he turned left a little bit, and unfortunately, he was there on the outside of Arnold. Some leaders coming to pit road here. A lot of the leaders coming in here at lap 19. Tyler Dalton amongst them. And not sure if this is fuel only for a lot of these guys. It appears some of them are taking fuel. Some are taking tires. Tyler Dalton with tires. It looks like Thomas Lewandowski with tires. I see Gillenwater Jimmy Coleman, Calantoni, a lot of the guys coming here, 4 tires. Now they're going to split this race 50-50. I kind of like this strategy move right here. All right, let's step away for a quick second. Let's hear a word from our sponsor, 811, as you're watching the Sim500 here on the Captain Esports Network.
If recent storms have caused damage to your property, contact 811 before you begin your cleanup. Buried utilities around uprooted trees can make a bad situation worse if those lines are not located before digging. Electric, natural gas, and internet lines are everywhere, and knowing where they are is the safest way to start any digging project. Call North Carolina 811 by dialing 811 or by using single address ticket on NC811.org or the NC811 app.
All right, back we are here. Charlotte Motor Speedway, virtually on iRacing, round number 15 of this season. E.J. O'Rourke stays out along with Mike Kelly, Steve Ritter, Scott Simley, Wesley Donaldson, Kevin DeBrown, and Josh Parker also has stayed out, I think, here, or at least he pitted back at that first caution. Yes, that is Casey Duncan. Yeah, you should know him. I want to go back and show the replay one more time here, what happened. And I want to show this from a rear chase view of the Jason Branch car. And I bring this up because I want to point out the glitch that a lot of people, obviously we've talked about here the last couple of weeks with us racing in Charlotte, is this back straightaway has a glitch in it to where the car feels like it's floating. So when you get this close to the wall, I'm guilty of it. A lot of us are guilty of it. You know, you feel like you're getting close to that wall or you're going to hit it. So how do you react? Well, you turn the wheel left. Well, Branch here probably thinks, oh, I've got room here to turn left a little bit. Unfortunately, he didn't have room to turn left and turned Eric Arnold into the wall. And you see where Pedro caught a piece of him back there in the 58. And let's ride with Pedro. Very close, but yet so far away. All right, so the leader is taking a top here. So E.J. O'Rourke will lead him to the green. Top side Charlie. Top side Tommy. Whatever you want to call him. All right. Yeah, I don't think he's got any damage. I think it was some kind of a ghost deal. So we'll have to see, though, as we come back to the green. 22 laps going in the books. This time by after the second caution here as EJ enters the restart zone. That outside line, traditionally here at Charlotte, will spin the tires, and O'Rourke did that. Still got a pretty good launch with Mike Kelly into turn one. Can he clear the two? Got his teammate Scott Simley there, Kelly's teammate Scott Simley there behind him, but no, he did not clear him. And now Kelly with the run down the back straightaway. Oh, Kelly almost got into him, had to get out of it. I almost did that same thing to Joey Wednesday night. I got loose underneath him and jammed on the brakes. I wouldn't hit him. 3 wide down the back. Wesley Donaldson, Lewandowski, Steve Ritter. Here comes Dalton. Here comes Gillenwater. Here comes some of those tires. Gillenwater cutting the carpet. Matthew on the stream, I'm not sure if you saw the message or not coming from me, but yeah, just go to sim500.com. Just read up on the rules, because there's rules about the leagues or about the series you can run in and stuff like that with iRating and things like that. So I don't want you to waste your time trying to get into the league and not be able to or something. So make sure you check that out, brother. Up front, there's Lewandowski, who is the first car on 4 tires, going to the front. Passing O'Rourke for the lead. Josh Parker right there behind him under attack, as Kevin DeBrown under attack now from Dalton, who's the second car on the 4 tires. Oh, caution is out, and I think it's for Joe Hudson, who has got a destroyed front end. I heard somebody key the mic saying you were not clear, Joe. I think I see what happens here. Front straightaway. Casey Duncan on the outside there. Randy Yoakum behind them. And Joe goes for a ride off Casey Duncan's front end. That was a tough one, because it almost looks like, to a point, as we got some cars coming back to pit road. We'll cover that here in a second. Let me rewind it. Joe looks like just following that car behind him there, in case he was there. Just a tough situation there with that dog leg and everything. So solo car accident. And more cars to pit road. Watch out for the cover. And tomorrow night, as I mentioned a little bit ago, Sim500's Cup Series is presented by NC811. They are going to be in St. Louis, Gateway International, or Worldwide Technology, whatever you want to call it. We'll be there tomorrow night for the Cup Series, and of course, next Sunday, we'll be there for the Grand National Series. The Grand National Series is about a week behind with the scheduling and stuff. Eventually, it'll match back up again, but just the way it's been set up with holidays and things. Either way, you can watch us from St. Louis tomorrow night. The old movie Meet Me in St. Louis. $8:15 Eastern Time. Let's Let's check in on our boy here. Hey, buddy.
Hey.
How's it going?
Okay.
Hey, watch out for that manhole cover.
Yeah, the one on the left side as you're coming up, right?
Yes, very good. Yes. So, what's some differences you feeling in the car at all? I know you've run a few races in this Grand National car. Just wanted to check with you, see anything you noticing?
Yeah, I think after about 10 to 12 laps, the car gets a little
All right, guys,
loose.
it's been a pretty
I've
terrible
been,
race tonight. I don't know what we got to do to make it better, but let's just give it all we can.
I've been just kind of making it last. I know a lot of guys have changed tires already. I haven't changed anything yet. I'm just riding around in the back, saving for later in the race. I think we're going to have a couple cautions here, so I can't tell you what it's like to run hard yet.
Understood there.
I take back your happy birthday wish.
For some reason I can't get these people muted.
I'm kidding. Has been. Actually, I never was.
Mute button. Oh, it sounds unassigned. That's different.
Just an old boomer.
Anyways.
I like how boomers been completely redesigned from the baby boomer.
All right, there we go. Got them all muted. All right, that was interesting.
Fuck up, Tom. Just
Maybe I
because
didn't
your
mute
mom
it.
doesn't
No,
mean
that
you
was
finally
good.
fucking talk.
Yeah, my chat coming through the...
Yeah. Yeah, of course, Josh says what he says right through the stream. That's great. I don't know, for some reason my mute button's not working, so, what else is new? But, hey, thanks, Kevin. We'll let him go. You're not going to hear Kevin now, guys, so, anyways. I knew something sounded different on my computer tonight, and there we go. Yes, there's times adult language will pop through, and again, my computer, this goes nuts on me. Let's get Kevin. I don't even know what... Kevin, what channel are you in? I can hear you. Thank you. No, it's like weird because I think I know what's going on. My wheel is plugged in still. Yeah, I don't know. It's like my settings are all mixed up or something. I literally got home and turned the computer on and went to the broadcast. That's literally what I did. So, anyways, if you're afraid of body language, my bad. I was trying to stop the microphone from the room, or from chat, but they just kept going. It is what it is. All right, back to racing. Lap number 31. Here we go. Oh, one car getting loose back there. I think it's O'Rourke. Steve Ritter involved. Kevin England. Jason Branch. Fourth caution is out. And Josh Parker and his F-bombs involved. Oh, Kevin the Brown's where it started. It looks like I saw the 93 out of shape, and now there's the 41, the 81. Ooh, 16 clobbers the wall. Brian Wortman does the best thing to do, is stop. This sounds like it's... Is there a full moon tonight? Because we're all having issues. All right, so let's go up to where it starts. So we had dueling cars spinning over here in the corners. O'Rourke gets loose. Kevin the Brown gets loose. Joey gets in the wall, and then O'Rourke continues to spin. Parker gets out of the gas, and then Parker goes spinning, and then Steve Ritter gets just dead righted into the wall, it looks like. Man, this one hurt. Bam! All right, so caution out again for the 4th time. Hello, Brent Logue. I'm tired and good. Yeah, race has been a little wild. I think it's a full moon or something because we're all having issues here. Matter of fact, while we're under caution, you're gonna hear some noises. This is me taking my wheel off my stand because I know it's probably happened. Nope, that's plugged in. Nope, that's plugged in. Nope, that's plugged in. I think I've seen. You know, sometimes you have your computer, you turn it on, and you've got things plugged in, like your USB stuff. Yep. Everything's plugged in on my wheel side. Now we've plugged back in my wheel. You're gonna hear some clanging and banging here. It's my wheel. Alright, so now I should have the access to Mute Chat. There we go. Josh Parker's taking his car behind the wall, by the way. I turned my computer off before I left. Most of the time I don't. I usually leave it on, like if I have a tonight, I'll probably leave it on. But before I left this weekend, or before I left Friday to go to Florida, yeah, I did turn it off. Yeah, unfortunately, I was, I know it happened, but I was driving. I left this morning at 9 a.m. and came back to where I'm at now, and due to me being very tired, because Friday night I didn't sleep much at all. I just couldn't sleep. And, so yeah, due to lack of sleep and a lot of caffeine, I was pulling over at times, closing my eyes, get going, and then it just took me a little longer than usual to get back, but here we are, and my goal was to be back by 8 o'clock. I made it back by 7:30, so I was happy. All right, so going to come to the green flag. A little bit of a rough start here in this first third of the race. 4 cautions. Nighttime is on now here. Yeah, 26 cars still on the lead lap. Good launch there by Lewandowski. Here we go. Three wide. I think we have 3 811 cars, 3 wide back here. At least what I thought I saw there for a second. There's our Charlotte Cup winner. David Comstock there won some more money this past Monday night. Of course, the special race that we ran. For our young friend Judah, the grandson of Stoney Benfield, who will race tomorrow night in the Cup Series. David went out there and took the lead late and ran away with it, getting the victory in that one. See if he can kind of sneak up on him again tonight. Right now, David's got a little bit of work to do, sitting in the 11th position, but he has gained 15 spots in this race. As he's got Wesley Donaldson, who is outside right now, to 32. Tom Dreiling there also with him. Up front, here's the 6th place battle. It's actually a battle for 7th. Mike Montesi trying to hold, yeah, I'm a spot ahead here. Kevin Brown trying to hold off the 58 of Pedro Mujica, as my light just flickered. Let's add that to the list. See if I ever leave town again. Kelly getting a good run there on the 13. Dives it off into turn 1. You see right there on landing, it kind of gets a little loose, but he clears the 13, takes a spot away, so move him to 11th. So I think a lot of these cars now just trying to work their way into a rhythm, adjust to the new build and whatever updates have been done to the car and to the field itself. Up front here, Bob Gillenwater, 2nd position. Tyler Dalton there behind him, Chad Coleman and Cal Antonian and Kevin Brown. Outside move there on Montesi, taking the spot away, move him to 6th. Wesley Donaldson having some blinking issues there as he just popped back in the position there. I was looking for him, like, what happened to him? There's Calantoni. 84 looking outside Jimmy Coleman for 5th. With Kevin Brown also there. Tyler clipped that apron a little bit in turn 1. You saw him slide up the track because of it. That's going to give Calantoni the run to the outside. That middle groove working a little bit here. It's a lot of the top 2 to kind of drive away a little bit. Oh, Kevin and Tyler touch. There goes Kevin into the wall. Later, Drift. Well, Tyler falling back after that contact. Not sure how much it hurt his car. I know Kevin's car took a good shot to the wall. But Tyler's falling back to 9th now. O'Rourke's moved himself up to the 4th position. Then you got a pack of 3 Trans-Service cars all amongst each other here. Montesi, Glenn Campbell, I'm sorry, to Jimmy Coleman and Pedro Mojica there. Of course, Transervice, the main sponsor of Wednesday night's Truck Series. You can actually, well, there's two different ways to watch that series. One is on board my stream when I'm driving or trying to drive. And of course, the other way is on All-Star 15 TV on YouTube. AJ Cole and those guys over there streaming the Truck Series on Wednesday nights. The Dalton continuing to fall back now, so, well, yeah, that right side's got some damage, so you can see it. So I wonder if that's hurting his aero right now. Doy Woods has gone by. Scott Simley going to try his top side. There's the 38 of Chad Coleman. As Jason Branch joins the race after some heavy damage on his car. Donnie Leah working inside Jimmy Coleman. The 29 going to move up to 6th. Modified driver there. Donnie Leah making a move. As Lewandowski just continues to kind of maintain a 7/10 of a second lead over Bob Gillenwater. Calantoni's up to 3rd now, so Anthony looking really good. Looks like Simile might have thrown up some dust off the wall. O'Rourke doing a great job rolling back to the throttle, getting the run off. See if he can carry it to turn 1 here. Mojica there hanging out in the 5th position, just kind of biding his time here, being patient. Bob Gillenwater right there in front. EJ slides up in front of Calantoni. Yikes! Montesi, Jimmy Coleman, Mike Kelly, another 3 of Transervice trucks, or cars, I should say. Doy Woods there, Chad Coleman. Good little fight here for the 7th position on back as Bob's Pool Service joins us. Hello, Bob's Pool Service. And I'm sensing sarcasm from that post. As Josh Parker's on pit road, not sure what's wrong with the 81. But he is parked there behind that scoreboard, I promise. And jumps to pit road, so his night looks like he's going to be done. Got a 1 second lead now for Lewandowski. He's starting to kind of stretch it out slowly but surely. Calantoni's lost a spot to Mojica now as O'Rourke looks for 2nd. O'Rourke slides up on Bob. Bob gives him plenty of room. The best defense you can use here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, believe it or not, is that middle groove where Bob is running. Does it always work? No. But it'll help you kind of maintain that position. Good racing all around this track right now as we come up on halfway this time by. Everybody pitted around, well, I should say between laps 19 and 34 due to whatever caution. So everybody can easily go one stop the rest of the way. The question is, do they come at lap number 70, which is 50 laps to go, split the run 100 or 50-50. You can go about 55 to 60 on a tank of fuel. As O'Rourke goes to second, Pedro going to follow him through here. Pedro clears. Appreciate the viewers tonight. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. If you're watching this over on the Facebook page, whichever one, if it's the Sim500 Facebook, or if it is the Captain Esports Network Facebook, or you can follow us both. But you can watch the race 3 different ways each and every Sunday and Monday nights here on the Captain Esports Network. Pedro trying to get by that 41. O'Rourke gets out of the gas. He's going to let Mojica go by. Not sure if that was a planned pass or if that was one of those, if something happened maybe to Pedro, or not to Pedro, but to EJ, but it looks like a pass that EJ said, hey, go ahead and take it here. So now Pedro Mojica is up to second. Last season's winner and the guy who's dominated the 2023 season, looking to catch Lewandowski and get himself another win. Calantoni starting to fall back a little bit there. Bob Gillenwater's been able to hold him off, and now Donnie Leah sneaks in. At Monster Energy number 29 taking a position away. Now is Donnie. Thought he was going to go outside of Bob. This is more of the racing we see at Sim500 right here. Those 4 cautions, and everybody has an anomaly sometimes, but hey, it happens. Oh, some net code almost there. Kevin DeBrown on pit road. I think this could be the first stop. And this might be the more Kevin to get tires and fuel and maybe get some of that right side damage fixed on that Racing Pride 93. More tires and fuel, and he rolls off. And tires do make a difference here. I mean, times have fallen off about 1 3/4 seconds. And this is where the people who have taken care of the handling of their cars should be in the catbird seat. You see that line goes all the way from about 4th to 14th or so. About 10 cars lined up, all within about a tenth of each other. When you get back here to Tyler Dalton, there's about a 1.5 second gap to Tom Dreiling, and Joey Jettina's right there behind him. The 12 of Scott Simley, Randy Yoakum, all part of that battle also here. Let's do this real quickly before we get to pit stops. Let's hear from our sponsors, the NC811.org, as you're watching the Sim500 Grand National Series here on the Captain Esports Network.
If recent storms have caused damage to your property, contact 811 before you begin your cleanup. Buried utilities around uprooted trees can make a bad situation worse if those lines are not located before digging. Electric, natural gas, and internet lines are everywhere, and knowing where they are is the safest way to start any digging project. Call North Carolina 811 by dialing 811 or by using single address ticket on nc811.org or the NC811 app.
Back we are here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, virtually on iRacing, the Sim500 NC811.org Grand National Series in race number 15 as we get closer and closer to the playoffs. He's kicking off here in a little over a month from now. Chad Coleman was able to get by Mike Kelly under the commercial there, and you see Doy Woods making a pass. So you're starting to see some guys slip up a little bit and fall back. Seeing some guys start to kind of roar their way up through the field. But Lewandowski continues to lead by about a half second right now over Pedro Mojica. Donnie Leah third. E.J. O'Rourke, Anthony Calantoni are top five now. Donnie Leah, one of those cars that is coming. He's one of the faster cars on the track right now. Brian Wertman going to be one of the first to pit road. So he is splitting this race exactly in half now with the tire strategies. And O'Rourke starting to fall back now as Calantoni gets to his inside. See if Calantoni slides back up on him. He doesn't this time, but Gillenwater's going to get that run topside here. So this is, as we get closer to pit stops here, you know, it looks like a lot of these guys are just going to plan to run this, the gas out. As most of them up here, the only drivers that didn't pit at 19 that are up front, there's Chad Coleman, the last one to pit there, but that was at 33, and it was only a 5-second stop, so he might have topped off the fuel. Doy Woods at 28, Mike Kelly at 28, so a couple of those guys can go another 10 laps or so from here, but some of these others are going over lap number 50 right now in this run. O'Rourke able to hold him off on the top side so far. And up front, Pedro Mojica to the front. As Mojica gets by Lewandowski. And Donnie Lee is going to come to pit road with Lewandowski. Oh, Donnie had to lock it down. And while these guys come to pit road, I think we had a little drama on track just now. As we watch the pit stops here, let me go spot it real quickly. It happens right here. Notice the 19 is off the pace. And remember the contact from Kevin to Brown a little bit ago. Kevin sends it in there and just sideswipes the 19 into the wall. So interesting to see how that works itself out here. Oh, caution is out. And I haven't said anything nice about Kevin tonight other than talking to him and saying hi to him. So I can't say I jinxed him, but Kevin England is wrecked. See what happens to the B-Dubs car going down to turn 3. Tries to get it locked down to go to pit road. Oh, boy. Oh, he clobbers the inside wall. Hey, so the caution comes out for the 5th time. Kevin England, unfortunately, just got on the binders and maybe too much rear brake or maybe downshifted. Let's see. He downshifts there. Bam, yeah, he's just out of, unfortunately loses the back end. And caution comes out. So leaders are in. That's going to trap some cars a lap down here. This isn't my leagues, actually, brother. This is the leagues that I broadcast for. You'd have to talk to those specific leagues that are in these. I know for this one, you got to have pretty good iRatings. You can check out sim500.com and look at that. Friday, I know, has a iRating minimal. Tuesday and Thursday does not when it comes to the other stuff I broadcast. But as for Sim500, yes, they have iRatings and stuff that you have to meet. So make sure you check out. You can go to the website. You can see what all they do. I know they do. GOAT has a couple series Tuesday, Thursday, Saturdays. You know, and then of course the Sim500 stuff, which is Monday, Wednesday, Friday night, and then Sunday night. Those all have iRating caps to them. So that's the thing I can tell you. Just go to those websites. Sim500.com is the website of the league tonight. All right, so EJ O'Rourke is going to be the leader of this race. We are going to have a few wave arounds here. And mostly it's going to be the cars that came to pit road, including, and we didn't get to show this, when Pedro Mojica actually came to pit road when that caution came out. So Pedro got caught on pit road. The question is, did Pedro catch the... Here comes Pedro right here. Yeah, he's on pit road. There's Cal and Tony coming in. So he just got unlucky here and unfortunately went a lap down. And there's the Kevin wreck right back there. Bam. So let's real quickly see if I can find these in the replays real quickly. I want to go back earlier in this race. Oh, the hard part for me, because it doesn't, like, every pass it shows and stuff, and when there's not a yellow or not a spin or something, it won't tell me there's a spin or something. So I literally have to go and find certain specific events. Let's go to lap number 46 here. right here. There's the contact that Tyler and Kevin have, and Kevin gets up there in the wall. Now, I have proof through the audio that, Tyler apologized for the issues. And then, of course, later on into the race, Kevin goes and gets fresh tires. And coming out of... That should be it right here, I thought. Maybe not. That's when they're on pit road, so let me back it up a little more. But the... That's where I tell you I'm not good at the events finding. There's the yellow. So before the yellow... There's that. All right, there's Kevin leaving pit road. Are we green, by the way? Nice. I'm having all kinds of issues. I'll see if I can find the other replay, but I think pace car is pulling in right now, from what I'm understanding. And I'm having all types of button issues over here. There we go. And green flag comes out with E.J. O'Rourke leading. 39 laps to go. Bob Gillenwater, Chad Coleman, Mike Kelly, Wesley Donaldson, and Doy Woods, your top 5. As we have 23 cars on the lead lap. I saw a couple cars get out of shape there towards the back, but everybody's going to be okay now. And now nighttime's the right time. Everybody's got the lights on. And now you're going to see these cars get a little loose and move around and stuff. I think somebody's in here with me in the chat because I hear noises. Oh, Kevin's in here. Hey, Kev. Let me turn your audio on here.
That was an unceremonious end.
Yeah, it looked like you just kind of lost traction there.
I was trying to get off the track with cars coming to my outside, just carried too much speed and locked them up. Didn't change the brake bias, so it's tricky out there. Not a lot of grip.
Well, obviously, unfortunate end there, and I think you did a good job of pulling out the Yahtzee can and shaking up the race a little bit.
Yeah, I know. I'm up to wonder if... Yeah, it's been a while since I screwed one of these up. I was due.
Hey, I know it's sarcastic, but hey, the I guess sarcasm in there a little bit, with the funniness, I guess I can roll with that. So,
well, I try to do no harm,
yeah,
right?
Well, obviously, I think we all
my
know
best
that.
sim racing days have been behind me, but I try not to change the complexion of the race. But you know, it's racing hard. I was trying to do my best, so.
Crap happens, unfortunately. I mean, it's just the way it goes. But hey, up front, Chad Coleman's starting to put some pressure on EJ. Coleman's is kind of laying back there. Bob Gillenwater's been up there in the top 5 most of the night. He looks pretty good there in that 3rd spot as Chad drifts up a little bit. I mean, it's like a whole new crew of people up here in the front 5.
Totally different dynamic when you're running in a pack like this, where you're running nose to tail, because the car in front of you really does provide a draft. It changes the way the car sets in the corner. It changes the way the car drifts up off the corner and how much you go out towards the fence. You run by yourself in clean air, it's not fast, but I'll tell you, running this way, when they're running nose to tail, it's white knuckle racing.
And that just shows you where the draft is overpowering in this sim, and we've said it for a while. I mean, these cars should sort of be able to break out a little bit, but at the same time, you do have fixed setups. And when you do have the fixed setups, the draft allows everybody to kind of stay together. It's why you have the top 10 after a few laps of this run, still within only 3 seconds of each other.
Yeah, and if you look at Doy Woods running in 6, he's got a little gap behind him. Sometimes that's good, and other times it's not. And what I mean by that is, occasionally you get the draft and you'll get sucked right up to him.
Yep.
You have the opportunity to pass. Or other times, and I don't understand the rhyme or reason to this, you just drop off. You lose them, like losing a restrictor plate race tail end there, and you know, it's kind of hard to discern which one's going to happen when you're there. You're hoping you get that suck up and drive right to the group in front of you.
You sound like me Wednesday night. But hey, anyways, Chad Coleman looking to take the lead here. Not able to do so, but he's right there on the back of O'Rourke. Bob Gillenwater's right there. Wesley Donaldson, all these guys coming back together. Yo coming into play here.
A lot of what happens has to do with who's behind you too. When the car behind you drops off, it pulls you backwards. There goes the 38 to the bottom. We'll see whether or not he can execute the pass. He's to the number, and he's got the pass going into turn number 1. Well, look at EJ on the outside. Birthday boy, he's going to roll back around him.
Yeah, he's been doing good up there at that top side. He's been kind of using it all night to battle for the lead. Look at Gillenwater, power move top side.
Yeah, Coleman's going to get a little slowed up from running the bottom and being pinched off coming out of turn number 2. That's going to give the run to the high side for Gillenwater, and he's able to claim that momentum because the car in front of him is to the high side, and he's getting the draft up on the higher side of the racetrack out of the backstretch. But this time,
Coleman with a good run on 2.
Door.
Yeah, Coleman got a really good run through 2, and I think part of that, EJ took the top side and it gave Chad the clean air.
Yeah, just a bit of a slide job too. I'm sure Gillenwater, you could see the flames coming out of the pipe on the side, just eased out and let him back in there. That's going to bring Wesley Donaldson back in to make this a 4-car duo.
I thought you meant out of his
Duo,
head.
trio, quadro.
I thought you meant there were flames coming out of Bob's head. I'm like, maybe.
Yeah.
So yeah, interesting. I've been looking around for it here now. After I found it the first time, I can't find it anymore. But there's a little bit of drama going on out there with Kevin Brown and Tyler Dalton. It looks like earlier in the race, about lap 55 or so, Tyler got into the side of Kevin, and Kevin got the wall, and then Kevin had fresh tires and came back, and well, he pulled the similar move to him.
Yes, he did. I saw Kevin go, and he looked like he was on a mission when he went by me on fresh tires, and I thought, that's an odd strategy.
Well, I could see why he took the tires, because he was in the fuel window at that point. But I didn't expect him to go searching if he was doing that. That kind of caught me off guard.
Yeah,
so
I'm
we'll have to see
sure
what
in
happens
this
with
race
that.
review there'll be some discussion. There's already been a couple comments levied during that setup where they were trying to fix scoring issues there. I heard some discussion going on. It's again battle for the lead, side by side down the backstretch, door to door. Looked like maybe the 41 took off on entry, but he's able to again ride around the 38 and drive it down to the bottom blue line out of turn number 4.
Yeah, there he aero blocks him a little bit, tries to protect his lane, keep that clean air on his nose. Yeah, it's been an interesting. We've all had issues tonight. I know. I was wondering if there was a full moon or something tonight potentially, because I heard the issues with that the lineup there, a few cautions back, and then of course I had some of my wheel and stuff wasn't working right, so I was trying to mute the channel and could not mute the channel, and of course Josh Parker opens up, and I was like, all right, we'll put those on the stream now, and yeah, it's been otherwise fun. Oh, and you destroyed your car coming to pit road.
Yeah, you know, I'm watching the 41. I've not seen drivers take that Kyle Larson style line and be able to do it consistently. I'm pretty impressed with what EJ is doing there. Sometimes we can get up there, you push just a little, the car would take a hard sit and start drifting up, and when you ease off, the guy underneath is able to drive off. But right now, man, AJ is just wheeling this thing.
Yeah, he's been up there most of the night. When he's been especially under attack, he'll get up there, drift to that top side. As a matter of fact, the first couple laps of the race, he went up there and got about 4 or 5 spots, getting up into the top 3. So EJ's done a good job. He's the only one that's really went up there, but he's doing a good job of it. He might be torching his tires too. I'm not sure of that. But either way, it's allowed Gillenwater to hang tight here. Mike Kelly's hanging tight, and lo and behold, I see a couple cars joining this battle as I think Chad's going to finally slide on him.
Yeah, little tip, little tuck, and off he goes. Now Gillenwater is going to be able to slide down underneath there, and looks like he may be hunting for second down there on the bottom line.
Bob had an opportunity to slide. Yeah, he had an opportunity to slide there, but chose not to. And it gave O'Rourke the top side back. But a couple guys joining the back of this pack, Doy Woods, and then the winner from Monday night, David Comstock in that 13, has joined this battle. So now you've got 7 cars underneath a blanket here with less than 25 to go. Okay, so that's funny.
I'll tell you, we were talking in a previous broadcast about how the cars wobble going down the back straightaway. And that could play a factor here with these guys running side by side on occasion. I think Gillenwater sees 25 laps, still a lot of time to go. If you run side by side, you're going to kill the tires there, and he knows that Mike Kelly is just looking for the opportunity down below. If these two run side by side, they'll heat their stuff up, and Kelly's going to pounce on both of them and take over second.
Yeah, actually, I think the caution with Branch and Eric Arnold earlier was a lot of that glitch that you talked about.
I'm just astonished coming out of the car and coming up here to see how these guys are navigating the track. They're running right on the right edge. It just shows me the skill and impression of how good these guys are up front. And even looking at going back just a bit, how about Randy Yoakum? He started out back with me. I think I started behind him, and here he is sitting in the top group, running top 10 in that number 8, having a good run. He dead sideways earlier in the race when I saw him, and here he is, parlayed to a top 10.
Yeah, the 8 car running 8th right now, having a great run, is up front. O'Rourke shoots to the bottom and is going to clear Coleman back to the front. He goes with 20 to go. Yeah,
Do I see it right that Randy has a meatball?
If so, he'd have been disqualified by now. The only way I can look is on my iRacing screen, and I don't have the access to it.
Oh, yeah, it might be just a byproduct of what I was doing. Look at these guys up front.
Coleman!
Unbelievable.
Holds on to it.
How did Coleman save that car and not lose a position in the battle?
I know his right rear is probably screaming at him right now, but Mike Kelly looking underneath Bob. I want to go back to your answer or your question, or I guess it was more of a statement, but when you talked about getting out of the car and you realize what these guys do, that was kind of, I'm not sure if you've read the post I put in there Wednesday night in chat, but I ran a truck race, obviously, Wednesday night, and needless to say, I walked away with my tail between my legs because I was like, man, I should be pretty decent at this. I got my bleep kicked. Yes, I totally understand and respect more that whole talent thing. As Scott Simley under attack, Tom Dreiling having a great run up here in 9th. Tom not going to be eligible for the playoffs due to the minimal starts required, but doesn't mean he can't come out here and have a great run. And that iRacer Lounge number 32 running 9th right now, trying to get 9th from Scott Simley. I say that as Doy Woods.
Cena had a little problem earlier in the race, and he's hanging there just outside the top 10, running pretty hard. So I see good recovery for a bunch of these people sideways. Right in front of him is the 32 of Dreiling.
Oh!
Holy cow, how did he hold that car? Joey to the grass, trying to miss him.
Joey to the grass. There's Mojica back there, the points leader, as he tries to make up ground from that caution coming out. And I'm also watching up here a 3-car battle now for 3rd. Mike Kelly was under attack from Doy Woods, and now Gillenwater's there, and Comstock is here. We got battle for the lead, battle for 3rd, battle for the next person in the concession stand. We got battles everywhere.
Yeah, somebody's fighting over a hot dog over in turn 1. Holy cow.
Bet you it's a guy named Nathan. But anyways.
Look at the top 2 draw away. That's astonishing to me.
And that's because these guys are battling back here for... Oh, and Wesley Donaldson kisses the concrete. Or safer.
Good charge by Scott Simley running late. He's in the 9th position right now, trying to take 8th away. They're side by side up out of turn 4.
Simley doing a good job just kind of painting that blue line. See if he can get around Yoakum here. He should be able to clear him. He's got the entrance in the 1. Slide up. Nope, Yoakum's going to have the momentum.
He's got him this
Yep.
time. He's going to roll up into the lane. Carry just a straight exit off of turn number 2, which seems to be the key here. If you're not sliding the car, you really can get a run up off the corner, especially out of turn 4.
Kelly cleared Gillenwater for thirds. Comstock has gone by, and now Doy Woods trying to get by for position. So, unfortunately, Gillenwater getting freight trained. And here comes a couple of guys that are really good on long runs. All of a sudden, could Chad Coleman and E.J. O'Rourke, they might want to break the mirror off their car because they're going to have company here in a second.
I don't know. It's quite a ways for Kelly to run them down. It is hard to cover that gap on this racetrack.
I'm watching Kelly, but I'm also watching the two behind him. Because Comstock, he's moved up to the Larson line himself now. And then you got Doy Wood. I mean, Comstock's even higher than O'Rourke is.
What a right rear against the wall run he had in turn 1 and 2 over there. And now I see Gillenwater up to the top following suit because it seems like him being pinched down those last couple laps and them carrying the momentum to the outside were able to really make the difference, and those 3 scooted around him before Bob picked up come to the outside lane.
Right now, O'Rourke's best friend is Mike Kelly, which this time Kelly goes to the bottom. This is going to give some air to Comstock. So I was going to say the best friend right now for O'Rourke was Mike Kelly because he was running the same line as Comstock is. Well, Mike goes to the bottom again here. So we're right on board with David. So you want to be a race car driver, let's put you in this right side window and let you see the wall right next to you. See lap times this time by 32.24 for O'Rourke. He's the fastest car on track right now. So EJ's pulling away, running a very similar line to Comstock here.
I just find that incredible. The fact that the 41 is gone after racing so hard with the 38 sliding around, I would have thought his car would have faded a little. Not only did he clear the 38 eventually, but he drove off to a 10-car length lead here.
Yikes, the mess back here in turn 4 right now. I looked up and almost some contact with Leah and Joey. Lewandowski's in this battle too.
Tom Dryling's right in that mix.
I looked up and all these guys were within like a half a tenth of each other. I'm like, how are we pulling this one off? And looked up and it looked like everybody was scattering. Tyler Dalton, Anthony Calantoni, another disappointing night for Tyler. 18th right now for him as he battles the Talking Giants 84. 8 laps to go.
Every single driver in this top 20 are in the same pit strategy. They all picked up tires at 112, 113, so no one has fresh tire advantage. And at this point, it's pretty much evened out.
Yeah, everybody's running 32-second laps right now. It's just a matter of how much you've saved. Watching Pedro Mojica just took 7th from Wesley Donaldson. Pedro starting to roll that Josh Parker strategy out in races. So with that strategy, it's not going to be the easiest to win races. But for Pedro, it's a good way for him to learn dirty air and stuff like that and learning how to work his way through it in different cars and stuff. So as he continues that strategy, is he going to win as many races? Probably not. But when you have as many wins as you have and know that you're pretty safe going to the playoffs, why not experiment a little bit?
Yeah.
As Doy Woods inside of Comstock here for 4th.
Donaldson's got a little damage to the back of his car too. It's shoved in, which has shoved the spoiler up just a little bit. So
you got drag and no side force. Ooh, the backstretch glitch almost got Doy.
Swing your partner to the left. That's what that one looked like.
5 to go. And tomorrow night, Kevin and I, well, tonight we're going to St. Louis. Get ready for the race at Gateway tomorrow night.
Yeah. Guys will be back in the Cup car in ready to go to a flat track where you have to drive down in that corner, get the thing to turn, and come up off the straightaway. And it'll be interesting to see how they go from a racetrack like this to something completely different with a different aero package and so on. Should be a pretty exciting race.
Not to mention, yeah, you talked about the different styles of racing. You got a track that the bottom is not going to be the best way to go. The top is not the best way to go. And I'll kind of point out what I have found when I race there to be the best line from others and myself, that, well, there's only room for one car in that line. Literally. As O'Rourke comes down, 3 laps to go here. Can he finish it off? If so, be his first win, I believe, of the season, not only in the Grand National Series, but in a lot of the Sim500 series, as he has unfortunately had some struggles.
I feel like the difference is the 41 is able to roll in the corner and not scrub off any speed. Coleman turning in, what I noticed is when you turn in, as soon as you start to turn, the car slides just a little bit. It slows the car down and it helps it to get around, but it also shaves off some of the speed on that low line when he's turning in. The car just gets a little slide as it gets in before it catches. And that, I think, is the difference for the 41 running the high line to drive off from the NOS Energy Camaro of Chad Coleman.
We'll keep an eye on Mojica. He might get to Gillenwater before the end of this race here. It's only about a 1/10.5 there separation. But off turn 4, E.J. O'Rourke will see the white flag here. Final lap from Charlotte.
White flag. Go.
1.5 miles to go for the personal comfort number 41, who has had some struggles, but has finally had luck go his way, as he's ran a pretty good complete race, started right up there in the top 10, and has been able to lead some laps and was able to battle with Coleman and able to take the lead and come off turn 4, and he's going to be the 8th different winner in the Grand National Series this season, as E.J. O'Rourke goes to victory lane. Hey, Bob, you can get a win too, I guess. I just called E.J. Bob. That's how tired I am.
That's pretty impressive. Good run for Mike Kelly to hang on to third. He had a hard charge and Doy Wood behind him. You were right that Pedro got down underneath Gillenwater. I think Gillenwater, you know, his demanding work schedule has kept him out of the car, and maybe he's lost just a little bit of finesse, but just the fact that he's here with these guys and competitive right to the end, the long run hurt him a little bit, but he definitely had the speed to be competitive.
So E.J. O'Rourke becomes the 8th different winner on the season, wins here at Charlotte, and goes rolling through pit road there. Now is going to come through the carpet and onto the track here and cut himself some donuts. Not sure if there was some kind of cheesing going on there or something, maybe going down pit road. But O'Rourke definitely had something going, because as I look at his car right now, that front end is damaged a little bit.
Yeah, they might have been in there and given him a little tap, tap, tap or something.
A little brake check.
Although I didn't see anything.
I think he was involved.
He didn't hit the end of the pit wall, did he?
No, there was a caution. I thought I heard his voice or his name, but either way. Congratulations, EJ, as he's cut his burnouts here, and let's go take a look at the finishing order for round number 15 of this Sim500 Grand National Series, presented by NC811.org. O'Rourke wins it over Chad Coleman. Mike Kelly finishes 3rd. Doy Woods and David Comstock ends up in 5th. Pedro Mojica comes back to finish 6th after being the leader on pit road when the caution came out. Bob Gillenwater 7th. Donnie Leah, Scott Simley with a good top 10. Joey G with a top 10 finish in the 10th position. I'm sure he's going to be proud of that. Wesley Donaldson, Lewandowski, Tom Dryland, Randy Oken, and Mike Montesi. As I think EJ is simulating the flag grab. Now, I'm not sure if he gave the flag to a fan or not. We'll have to find that out, but As the standings go across the top, let's talk to our top 3 drivers. Our third place finisher, as he's always on cue for everything except dinner, Mike Kelly, is in the booth here with us. Mike, great third place run for you, and obviously a little bit of strategy came into play to help you get up there with some track position, some great battling between you and Doy and David there towards the end, and Bob Gillenwater. You guys had a great run there for third, but you were able to hold them off and stretch it out.
Yeah, that race had it all. That was pretty good. Some crazy pit strategies going on early in the race, like you said, for everybody. And I think what I did actually worked out pretty good since I'm a right front tire killer. So that gave me the advantage I needed on that one long run to get the track position and then hold on to it for the rest of the race, and tried to take it as easy as I could that last long run there, knowing what kind of a situation we were in if it would go green all the way. So I just let those guys race it out, and I almost had enough left for them at the end there, but not quite enough. Bob and those guys, none of those guys make it easy up there to get a spot. So you gotta weigh trying to get the spot early versus tearing up your tires, and I just tried to wait it out, but didn't quite have enough for EJ. Boy, he was fast up there on that high groove. Chad's always tough, but I'll take another podium. It's been a while.
Yeah, good podium there for the RFTK, or the right front tire killer. But let's talk a little bit the pit strategy there. You get the caution. First thought that comes to your mind is what?
Are you talking about that first one there?
I guess it would be the last one. The one for Kevin.
Yeah, that one. My first thought on that one was, all right, yeah, that was perfect because I was just getting ready to pit. So that yellow did not bother me one bit. I was getting ready to pit in a couple laps. So for me, the timing of that was impeccable. I know for a lot of guys, it was not impeccable. So, hey, thanks, Kevin.
Yeah.
I think we're getting, I think these interviews are going to become the next 5 minutes of roasting Kevin. So he's been warned now.
Well, I don't know what happened. So I'm not gonna, I saw his car sitting there, and I was like, "Oh boy." So I don't know, but I know there's a few frustrated guys in race chat. I've been there, so screw them.
We've all been there.
Yeah, I don't feel anything about it. That's the way it goes. It helped me, so it's just another chance for me to get a podium.
Absolutely, man. Hey, great job. Send some shouts whoever you like to.
Oh, shout out to you guys. Can't wait to watch this one. This race had it all. I don't know if it was that. I mean, Chad and EJ throwing sliders at each other. Shout out to them for not wrecking each other. I thought Chad was going to get them. To my sponsors here, Trans Service. Pretty good run for the Trans Service boys. And then NC811, my associate sponsor and the title sponsor. So good night to get my sponsors up there in the podium. Always fun. And shout out to all the league admins and everyone at Sim500. A lot of great drivers. Another good race. Got a little sketchy there. And as always, thanks to my smoking hot wife.
There you go. Nice job, Mike. Congratulations, bud.
Thanks, guys.
You too. Mike Kelly finishing P3 on the night. As Chad Coleman finishes in second. Shall I let him?
I was just looking at a replay, by the way, of the 54 of Jimmy Coleman pitting. He almost tagged the inside wall doing exactly what I did. He missed it by a skosh, so I don't feel so bad.
Oh, no one's perfect. Trust me, we've all done stupid things like that before, right, Chad?
Yep. Yeah, the other Coleman, Jimmy.
Well, I'm sure somewhere in your 15 million starts in Sim500, you've found a pit wall or something that you're not supposed to ever find.
I haven't done that pitting. I've got ran into a couple trying to miss a wreck or something.
No. So that's similar. Still, second place finish for you, man. You definitely took advantage of the caution that came out there and worked your way up into the top 5 and battled hard with EJ. And unfortunately, it looked like EJ just was able to use the Larson line against you.
Yeah, we were talking about it down there earlier, or just a while ago. I said, I watched people run the top the whole race. And after about 30 laps, they were dead on tires.
Right.
So basically, I raced EJ to make him, keep running his stuff, and he ran the top, and I was expecting it to drop off. So when I took the lead, I was like, okay, now I just gotta, try to get a gap and hold them off. And like 3 laps later, he stayed on the top, I stayed on the bottom, and here he come back, and it's just, I don't know. I didn't expect the top to still be that good towards the end of the race, but obviously something changed because even the tire wear was less up there. Me and EJ ran two completely different lines, and our tire wear were exactly the same. So that momentum line was hard to beat. I made a couple of little gains at the end after we touched off a two, and I lost about a second and a half. I wasn't catching him. I was only about a quarter, 3/4 of a tenth of a lap faster than he was right there at the end. So, good win.
Is it one of those things that comes to driving style, you think? Because we see a lot of races at certain tracks where EJ in particular will climb the banking and go up to the top side and start passing people. He and I forget the gentleman's name, Derek, over in the cup side when he's made his couple starts. He'll be up there rim riding himself in the 20
Meyer.
car. Derek Myers, thank you. A couple of those guys. Does that come down to driving style, maybe?
I mean, really, at that point, you're just trying to go where they're not, and you're hoping that you get a caution because with the way this deal is now, without the, dynamic track stuff, usually you run the top, it burns the right front tire off of it. Like, it'll kill it.
Right.
And, 10 to 15 laps, you'll start feeling it, and then 30 or so, you'll just be dead. And that's kind of what we saw at the first of the race, and then right there at the end, man, it was complete opposite. I think at the end right there, the top was probably the place to be, but I haven't ran it the whole race. And so when I went up there to try to run it, I really wasn't sure what I was doing, so I would be about a tenth off, and Mike and them would catch me, so I just went back to the bottom and made the best of it down there.
Well, that's all you can do is just whatever's comfortable for you, and I think that comes to rhythm. I mean, because you look at some of those drivers in real life, they try to go to the top side. It seems like it takes a little bit of time of getting used to running up there before they get it right. But EJ, from the start of the race, went straight top, straight forward, and it worked out for him. But still, good second place run for you. Good points night. You're going to gain a little bit on Pedro after he finished sixth. So congrats on that. Send some shouts whoever you like to.
Yeah, it was nice to see Pedro have a little bad luck for a change. I thank you guys for broadcasting, of course. I think sponsor this deal. Is this no, this isn't Trans Service. 811. I get confused. Thank 811 for the sponsorship of the series, and thank Joey and everybody with Sim500, and congrats to EJ on the win today. I think today was his birthday, so he's old as shit, and he won a race, so good for him. And thank Trey for painting this car a couple of years ago. And that'd be about it.
And by the way, I am now a witness. I heard the conversation Wednesday from Trey that said he would run that paint as soon as you were done with it.
Mm-hmm.
I did witness that. So, great job.
Yeah, thanks, man.
You too, buddy. Chad Coleman finishing in the second position, as I'm sure he's going to start the party down there in the team name channel here in a second. And let's get our winner up here and see if I can get out of him what he was doing to make the Highline work. EJ, congratulations, man, on getting this victory. I know it's been a little bit of a rough struggle at times throughout, but one thing was for sure tonight. I mean, it was topside right off the bat, and you went to work and made that Larson line, or maybe we call it the O'Rourke line, whatever you want to call it, made it work.
Yeah, I tell you what, Chris, I don't even know what to say. I mean, today's my 30th birthday. I don't really win much in this deal. The personal comfort Chevy Camaro was fast. I don't know. I mean, I put it right up there like, Tony Stewart would or Kyle Larson would and, Dale Jr. would, and I was just ripping the lip. It was flying. I mean, it felt good. I mean, I walked those boys. Well, okay, well, Pedro got caught there, but, I still feel like I possibly could have beat him even on straight up, maybe, but I don't know. Chad's hard to beat. David's hard to beat those guys. I'm shocked. I don't even know what to say.
So Chad brought up in the conversation, first off, I'm going to go ahead and start this. He said you're old as bleep. And also he said that the one thing that he thought you would do, which I think we all know common sense-wise with iRacing and the way it's set up, is at the top groove, or the higher you go in iRacing right now, it shreds your tires. So what were you able to do to keep the tires under you? Because Chad passed you and thought he was gone. And all of a sudden here you come roaring back.
I don't know. I mean, I know clean air is very important. When I won the GOAT race the other night in Nashville, I got out front. I think it was just driving so much different. So when I got the lead there, I was trying to, see if I could kind of run a little harder.
Mm-hmm.
And get the cleaner on the nose and maybe have a chance to at least win or get a top 3. And once Chad got under me, I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna run the top, see if I can hold him off. And I'm like, the thing was I was just kind of floating in there, wait and let it sit.
Mm-hmm.
Second that thing sat, get back in the gas, the thing was just ripped, and I wasn't even going that hard. It was just a beautiful line. I mean, watch that thing just go in there, just float in there, wash right up, just get the right rear almost to the fence, get back in the gas. Thing was just both ends just ripping the top. And once Chad got by me, he kind of cleared me a little bit, but it is what it is. I don't blame him, and I would have done the same thing. And I'm like, all right, well, looks like I'm fighting for second. And then I blew by Bob, and I ran it back down. I'm like, all right, well, see you later, I guess. that was incredible.
Nah, it was awesome, man. Well, it was a great job. It was cool to watch, and I will say, you think you were at the top, and then we found at the end of the race, David Comstock was even higher.
Well, you can't go against David Comstock because he's unbelievable when it comes around the top. Like he will scrape the wrap, but not the body, if that makes sense.
Absolutely, that was about where it was. I mean, it was borderline putting a penny between, and you weren't getting it. But
absolutely,
no, hey, you won the race. You did your part, man. Congratulations. Send some shout outs.
I appreciate Chris. Thank you guys, everybody here for doing the broadcast. Sim500, Scott Stencil, Personal Comfort. I appreciate him for sponsoring me this year and the last few years. He's a good friend of mine, and if you guys need a bed, go check out Personal Comfort or a pillow. I sleep great every night because of it, and it's cool. I mean, I'm getting old now, and I just feel like, as you get older, you kind of start sucking at things you used to be good at. Not that I was any good, really, but it's cool to win on your birthday. Cool to win against these caliber of people, and it wasn't like I kind of got a late race restart. I lined up 5th, missed a wreck, and chuck it in there. I mean, I drove it up there and ripped the lip, and that was fun.
Just from prior knowledge, Kevin, correct me if I'm wrong here, because I know you've got a couple more years of experience here. When you get to 30 and past that, terminologies that start entering your brain are blood work, doctor's appointments, checkups, and then depending on how you live, other stuff. But
yeah,
those are the main things.
Well, good to know. I'll have to put that in my book.
Yep. Start making the list.
You might want to make the list literally, because you're gonna. That's 40 plus. I'm staying away from that word.
Coming earlier.
Well, great job, man. Congratulations.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much, guys.
You too. EJ O'Rourke, the winner tonight here at Charlotte, and congratulations to him on that.
Is that the first time you've ever heard the word colonoscopy?
No. Well, nah. Come on now. I was more stating that because I know that's more of a 40 plus thing, but I was just thinking of things that when I turned 30, I remember, and that was going to a doctor for the first time in like years. All of a sudden I had glasses. They were like, hey, you gotta get your blood work. We're gonna bring you in every year for a checkup or whatever. I'm like, okay.
We call them wellness exams now.
Yeah, all that type of stuff, and then there was something else that came. Oh, you literally do got to start writing things down because time goes flying, and all of a sudden you have an appointment Friday you've totally forgotten to write down. It's a whole bunch of things, but it was a good race at Charlotte, though. Unfortunate luck for you, Kev, tonight running in the race you did, but you finished 25th.
It's not about me. I'll tell you, those guys put on an amazing race. I am just astonished. And you know what I learned in watching that? My final takeaway is I tried to run and save tires, meaning ease off in the corner, roll through the center, pick it up, and drive off hard. They drove all the way through the corner as hard as they could. And I would have thought that would have killed the tires. I was listening to the front, every once in a while with this new spotter pack, they've reset the spotter. You could say, it'll tell you what the lap time is the leader was running. I was 2/10 off, slowing down and thinking that I was going to gain. But as the race went on, those guys got faster and faster. I'm just astonished. The takeaway that I have is how hard they raced from the drop of the green to the final segment. They were up on the wheel, and I didn't know that was possible. So, live and learn.
This is that what you're talking about, and I'm not here to make this about me, but to share a similar thing. If the viewers haven't had a chance to go watch yet, I do have a video of me Wednesday running in the truck race, Trans-Service Truck Series race at Vegas, and you'll hear me say similar things. Like the start of the race, for example, I started like 26th or 25th, and I was 40th at the first caution. And that was because I was backing off trying to save tires, thinking I would be able to work my way through the field a little bit and get some track position and run to be comfortable. And little to find out, no, there's no more of doing that in this league. You got to go. So
Yeah.
I know your exact feelings. So, but I just hear
He's back.
Any of you guys are still in the server?
we are, yes.
Is there any way you could save the entire replay and send it to me somehow? Or if I could make an account of something and you can upload it to it?
Yeah.
Okay. Like the race and the burnout or something? Because my hard drive crashed. Oh, not my hard drive, but my game crashed right after the race.
Nice. Yeah,
Did you hit anything during the night, EJ? Have any damage to?
He had front end damage. It looked like.
Just a touch from when Chad slid up, but all right.
Yeah, I'll do that though.
Okay. I appreciate it, Chris.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
Yes, sir.
All right. You guys have a good night. Thank you, guys.
You too, bud.
Thank you.
Hope he realizes my producer's not real good. Anyways, all right, so we're heading out tomorrow night. We'll be in the Show Me state of St. Louis. Some might even go watch the movie. Meet me in St. Louis.
Kenny Wallace, if you're listening, you're welcome to come join us.
That would be awesome. The Herminator.
That would be cool.
Yeah, that would be cool. But now we'll be on 8:15 tomorrow night. I'm going to go get some sleep because I'm tired, and we're going to go from there. So, Kev, appreciate you coming and joining me, man. Appreciate it, and we'll see you tomorrow night.
I'll see you there.
Absolutely.
Bells on.
Yes, and for the rest of those, this isn't just a game. It's iRacing. See ya!
Searching for greatness in a sea of the dying and shameless. A sea of the aimless. I don't wanna be one of the nameless. I'ma wake up with the mindset that one day I'm gonna make it. And I don't think I'll be fine if I don't break my limitations. Don't try to stop me, I exist to write my own story. I'll make a decision if I want some peace or if I want the glory. Yeah, don't want a life that is complacent or possibly boring. I just want a life that is worth every day exploring.
My whole life I just wanted someone who would notice me. My whole life I just wanted to be somebody to be. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah.